That's the bit that excites me, is the idea of being able to bring some change. Not overly radical change, but changes that I think need to happen.
They appeared composed in public, smiling through formal banquets and standing side by side for the cameras, presenting the image of unity expected from the royal family. Yet, behind closed palace doors, the atmosphere has been far more complicated, shaped by tensions that have been quietly building over time. At the center of it all is Prince William, who has made a move that sets him apart from his father, King Charles III. Without fanfare or public confrontation, he has taken decisive action affecting Queen Camilla's inner circle, signaling a shift that insiders say could have long-term consequences for the monarchy. A long-standing arrangement tied to Camilla's family has been brought to an abrupt end, and while it was done discreetly, the implications have not gone unnoticed. At the same time, reports of property transfers and renewed attention on Andrew Parker Bowles have added layers of intrigue, leaving many within royal circles suggesting that a line has been crossed and that relations may never fully recover. The situation began to take shape with a decision tied to the Duchy of Cornwall, a vast and valuable estate traditionally controlled by the Prince of Wales. For nearly 20 years, Annabel Elliot, Camilla's sister, held a prominent role overseeing interior design across the duchy's properties. Her position was influential, involving the decoration and management of residences worth immense sums, and it brought both prestige and financial reward. However, whispers of favoritism had long surrounded her appointment. Many observers viewed her role as an example of royal nepotism, though it was rarely challenged publicly. During Charles's tenure as Prince of Wales, such concerns were largely overlooked, as his loyalty to Camilla discouraged scrutiny, and the press showed little appetite to question the arrangement. That changed when William assumed control of the duchy. Unlike his father, he moved quickly and decisively, ending Elliot's role without issuing a statement or drawing attention to the shift. The silence surrounding the decision only amplified its meaning. It was not just a personnel change, it was a message. The understanding that had existed under Charles would not automatically carry forward into William's era. With a single move, he severed a long-standing connection between Camilla's family and a key royal institution, signaling that proximity to the crown would no longer guarantee influence or opportunity. And those close to the palace suggest that this moment resonated deeply, not only because of its immediate impact, but because of what it implied about the future. It indicated that when William eventually becomes king, the rules governing access and privilege could change significantly. To understand why this development carries so much weight, it helps to look at the history between William and Camilla. Their relationship has always been shaped by the circumstances of his childhood, particularly the breakdown of his parents' marriage and the loss of Princess Diana. As a teenager navigating those events, William associated Camilla with a painful chapter in his life. Alongside his brother, Prince Harry, he struggled to accept her presence, maintaining a sense of loyalty to their mother that made any closeness difficult. Over the years, there were efforts to build a workable relationship, and while a level of mutual respect developed, true trust never fully took root. Camilla, in William's view, remained primarily his father's wife, rather than a central figure in his own life or that of his children. Despite this complicated past, there were periods when William and Camilla found common ground, particularly when facing shared challenges within the royal family. However, recent developments suggest that whatever understanding existed between them has begun to erode. Reports of tension involving Catherine, Princess of Wales, appear to have played a significant role in this shift. While public appearances continued to project harmony, insiders described moments of friction behind the scenes. Subtle gestures, strained interactions, and perceived slights began to accumulate, creating an undercurrent of unease. For William, the situation became personal. While he may have learned to navigate his own feelings about Camilla, any suggestion of disrespect toward Catherine was something he was unwilling to overlook. Observers pointed to specific moments during public engagements that hinted at this tension. Differences in demeanor, small deviations from expected protocol, and visible discomfort all contributed to the impression that relations were strained. Even seemingly minor details, such as greetings or body language, were analyzed for meaning, and in the context of royal tradition, those details carried weight. Camilla, known for her awareness of such nuances, would likely have recognized the signals being sent. The cumulative effect was a growing sense that the balance within the royal family was shifting. all with William asserting a more defined stance. Adding to the complexity was the reappearance of Andrew Parker Bowles in public discussions. Though long divorced from Camilla, he remains connected to royal circles, particularly through his enduring friendship with Princess Anne. His presence at events and continued associations serve as reminders of long-standing relationships that predate Camilla's role as Queen Consort. In a period already marked by heightened scrutiny, his visibility has drawn attention to the past, reinforcing the idea that, within the monarchy, history is never entirely left behind. At the same time, Camilla herself appears to be making calculated decisions. Reports that she transferred ownership of her private residence, Ray Mill House, to her children, Tom Parker Bowles and Laura Lopes, all have been interpreted as more than routine estate planning. While such moves are not unusual given her age and circumstances, the timing has raised questions. Some see it as a strategic step, ensuring that her personal assets remain secure regardless of future changes within the royal structure. The property, long regarded as her personal retreat, represents independence and stability, offering a sense of control in an environment where roles and privileges can shift. All of these developments point toward a broader vision that William appears to be shaping. His actions suggest a desire for a more streamlined monarchy, one with clearer boundaries and fewer assumptions about entitlement. In this vision, connections by marriage would not automatically translate into influence or financial benefit. Instead, roles would be more tightly defined, and the institution would operate with greater emphasis on accountability. This approach stands in contrast to the more accommodating style associated with Charles, highlighting a generational difference in how the monarchy might function in the years ahead. As the situation continues to unfold, many believe it has reached a critical stage. The decisions that have been made, from ending professional ties to reorganizing personal assets, indicate a shift that goes beyond temporary ikhtilafat. For William, the issue is no longer simply about managing relationships, but about establishing principles that will guide his future reign. For Camilla, it represents a moment of uncertainty, as the position she has worked to secure could be redefined under a new monarch. Publicly, the royal family will continue to present unity, maintaining the traditions and appearances that have long been part of its identity. Ceremonial events will proceed, and official engagements will convey stability. Yet behind that carefully maintained image, the dynamics are changing. Decisions are being made quietly but decisively, shaping what the monarchy will look like in the next chapter. Whether these changes will lead to lasting divisions or a new equilibrium remains to be seen. But what is clear is that the balance of power and influence within the royal household is no longer